We have to make the decision for you because you're not making it for yourself.
How well do you know your rights? Welcome to Blue Line Unlimited Edition. I'm your host, Swomanona, and thanks for watching. In this edition of Blue, we will audit Live PD, emergency commitment and police abuse of this authority. Let's get started.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
The TV show, Live PD, is simply a very entertaining PR campaign and psychological operation, or PSYOP, to train the public masses to be naively obedient and cooperative to law enforcement, and to comply no matter the circumstances. This TV show PSYOP is meant to train us to believe that it is lawful everyday practice for law enforcement to violate people's rights, because they believe the ends justify the means.
So we're gonna go check an area just south of here. Dispatch reported that a woman was walking in the lane of travel on Pawtucket Avenue.
Keep in mind, this woman was allegedly reported to be walking in the road by an anonymous caller of unknown credibility. The U.S. Supreme Court held in Navarrete v. California, 2014, that law enforcement officers can stop you based entirely on an anonymous 911 call if the information obtained from an anonymous informant provides enough detail to create reasonable suspicion of a crime. However, the Supreme Court has also ruled in Florida v. JL, 2000, that an anonymous tip of just merely describing a suspicious person in a particular location with no further details, does not satisfy the reasonable suspicion necessary to justify a detention. Another example in Johnson v. Texas, 2004, the point was made that a mere anonymous tip, standing alone, does not constitute probable cause. An anonymous telephone call may justify the initiation of an investigation, but the court has held that alone, it will rarely establish the level of suspicion to justify a detention. In this case, police officers can go out to observe the individual in question, but having not yet obtained sufficient reasonable suspicion of a crime, the officer cannot detain or question that individual.
How are ya? Were you walking? Were you just walking down this way?
Yep.
Where you headed?
To the terrace.
To the terrace?
The officer in this video did not witness these allegations, and without further details, facts, or evidence from the anonymous caller, the officer has no reasonable suspicion to detain or question this woman. This is why the officer is making consensual contact with her, of which she has no obligation to engage in, as the officer cannot articulate his reasonable suspicion of a crime. This tactic of consensual contact by police officers is done in order to get you to let your guard down, opening yourself up to be coerced into possibly incriminating yourself. Do not be fooled by their friendly attitude. They did not stop you to become your friend. Do not answer any questions, as they are allowed to lie to you and will say or do anything to get you to incriminate yourself so they can fine or arrest you. Before you answer any questions, you need to ask the officer, "Am I being detained, and if so, can you articulate what crime you suspect me of committing? If not, I would like to be free to go."
Alright, were you walking in the road by any chance?
Yeah.
You were walking in the road?
Well, not directly.
Alright, just kind of walking in and out. What's that?
I might have.
You might have. Alright, we just got a call because somebody said that a female was walking in the road and traffic was having to go around her, you know what I mean? Let's give you a ride, alright? There we go.
The reason you do not answer questions is because you may not know you broke the law, and you do not want to incriminate yourself just as this woman has done. Or simply, you just want to exercise your rights to be left alone as a free individual. In most states, walking in the road where there is a sidewalk present is against the law. Many people do not know this, as you may see people walking or jogging on the street. However, in most states, it is okay and legal to walk on the side of the road where there is no sidewalk present, as long as you are walking in the direction of oncoming traffic. The intention behind these laws is to keep you safe, as it is easier for you to see vehicles that are approaching you if you are facing them, in case you have to run or jump out of the way. Unfortunately, laws such as this are not taught to everyone, and realistically serve as a means to make money for the state, as these laws don't actually prevent accidents, but instead punish us for our ignorance of the law. In this case, the officer did not witness the woman violating the law, and by having no evidence of a violation he cannot issue a citation, arrest this woman, or give her any orders, and should let her go free. Unfortunately, police think they know what is best for us, and under the color of law give unlawful orders to do something they have no authority to give. Or police just want you off the street and will do so any way they see fit, like we are about to witness in this video.
Stop it! I can't. Who can ride in that?
What's up? Do you want to sit in a bigger one?
Here, you don't like the smaller mobile jail cell? Then try out this more spacious mobile jail cell.
All right, have a seat. It's a little more spacious for you.
Oh, I can't.
Why is that?
Put the glass.
Well, listen, here. Come here. Come here.
Hold on,
Come here.
hold on.
I'm not letting you walk home.
Yeah, you can't
Okay,
walk.
so you're either going to get a ride from us or I'm going to bring you to the hospital. Because you almost just walked on the road right now. We're trying to help you out.
Can you move the divider?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't move. I wish I could too. How do you think I feel driving around in that thing for 16
You're
hours?
busting my balls. This
Why
is
am I
nuts.
busting your balls?
If the officers were offering this woman a ride to the park, or to her home, they obviously don't believe her to be of any threat to herself or others. In this case, the woman is not expressing any signs of mental illness, and shows no tendencies toward doing harm to herself or others. Thus, if the woman changes her mind, and no longer wishes to get a ride from the officer should let her be on her way.
Do you want to ride with her?
She has the same vehicle.
She does. We all do.
Same size.
All right.
If you'll notice, the police officers are the only ones making this seem dangerous for everyone, as one cruiser is in a lane of travel and not pulled off to the side of the road. The emergency LEDs on the officer's cruiser might make them visible at night, but they are also blinding and disorienting to other drivers, which can cause someone to crash into their cruiser, possibly injuring or killing someone. The police in this instance have put everyone's life in danger, and is unacceptable to any standard.
A guy came drive by and starting to scream some profanity, so see what kind of problem he has. Be 93 in Blue Mountain with a guy that had some words to say when he came by. Hi. Trying to get my attention?
I am.
Okay.
So those LED lights are crazy, man.
I know, and there's a reason that I have them on.
To blind everybody? To blind everybody? To blind everybody?
We already. She's. Yep. All right, let's do it.
And I can put the window down?
Yes.
Oh, she's got bars.
Listen,
gonna put the
listen,
window down.
Andrea.
No.
This woman legitimately may have claustrophobia. Many people have it. That doesn't make her mentally ill. The DSM-5 classifies claustrophobia as a form of anxiety disorder in which an irrational fear of having no escape, or being closed in, can lead to a panic attack. This woman is not harming herself, or harming others because of this disorder, and thus does not fall under the emergency commitment law that gives these Rhode Island police officers authority to force her to go to the hospital for evaluation. This is an example of police abusing this authority as a blanket means to kidnap individuals for the sake of getting them off the street. It's a violation of this woman's rights, but qualified immunity protects police officers from civil lawsuits for any damages incurred from their actions. So the only party to sue is the taxpayer-funded police department or city/county. This is why police officers continue to act the way they do, because there is no accountability.
Come here.
No, I can't do bars, please.
Okay.
Then you're gonna go
Then we're
to the
gonna call you a rescue. Come here. Stay right here.
You cannot hold me.
Yes, we can.
Unfortunately, we can't. All right.
No, they can't. Supreme Court ruling, Kent v. Stellus 1958, states that the right to travel is a part of the liberty of which the citizen cannot be deprived without due process of law under the Fifth Amendment. Under Rhode Island general laws, 40.157, Emergency Certification. The only probable cause a police officer can have to force an emergency commitment of this woman is if her mental illness directly causes her to do harm to herself, or harm to others. Again, this woman is clearly showing no signs of mental illness, nor is she violent to herself or others including the police. She just wants to be left alone to walk as a free individual. These officers are now impeding this woman from traveling freely, and because of this, the officers are in violation of federal law, 18 U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. In addition, because there are multiple officers involved in the deprivation of this woman's rights, all of the officers involved here are accountable under federal law, 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights.
We have to make the decision for you because you're not making it for yourself. So our decision is that you're going to go get evaluated at the hospital. All right? We gave you more than enough chances, you know, to make that decision. So let's stay right here. So do you want to walk in the back of the rescue with us?
Are we gonna have to put
No.
handcuffs on you?
No. All right. Yeah.
Other arm,
No.
please.
All
Other
right,
arm.
I'll go in the.
Other arm.
I'm going in the rescue.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going in the rescue.
Okay, you are going to go on the rescue. Come on.
You got a cop?
Yes, I do.
Taking it.
All right, so kind of a strange call. I mean, she couldn't make up her mind, obviously, about if she wanted to ride from us, if she wanted to go to the hospital. So unfortunately, in those situations, we have to make decisions for people on what they do. We had a rescue come that's going to evaluate her, and they're actually going to take her to the hospital to get some medical treatment.